First thing we want to look at, ad click-through rate. How do we find ad click-through rate? So I'm going to come here to my ad sets, come over here to ads. So I don't have it pulling through here, and I'm going to show you how to pull some different data here within Facebook. So when you come over here to columns and it says performance, Facebook will usually default to this performance-based thing. You can also look at engagement, which will look at things like video views, but I like to do custom. I know Jan does too, because this is where we can pull through a lot of different stuff. So if I click on custom here, right, and then I come to edit it, this will allow me to pull through the reporting that I want to see from this. So something I want to look at, okay. So this is what I want to look at, right? I want to look at
link click for it. You want to make sure link click for it. Just to add here, Ryan, really quick, two quick things that are important here. You never want to look at CTR all, because CTR all is, let's say, when someone clicks on an image or does something like that. Now, the other thing that's really important here, just to add, Ryan, that I think it's worth mentioning, if you click on custom, and you click on create custom metrics, it's really important. In here, you can basically create any custom metric you want, right? So what you wanna do, just type in lawyer new or just conversion. Are we in the Weber's account? Yeah. Or just MVA, I think it's called I think the conversion is called MVA then.
oh, it's not,
Yeah, it's not pulling through. Okay, but anyway, for example, you could do link clicks divided by impressions, and that would actually give you the CTR column, right? Just for the sake of this example. But you could literally take any type of indicator and then create your own custom column, right? So if you divide the conversion, and I'll do a loom for this so it's clear, but this is really important, because this way you'll have a clear indication of how much your page is converting at, on how many people watch your video, start watching your video, how many people you retain. Again, this will be in a video, but it's really important that you follow the steps that we'll show you in that video in order to have those metrics inside of your column. So you have the whole dashboard on your actual ads manager so you can see what's happening.
Yeah, in other words, what I'm going to show you how to do manually will show up in your Facebook ads dashboard. For simplicity's sake here, what is a CTR that you kind of like to use as a benchmark in terms of creative performing?
Yeah, above 2% is green, okay? In between 1.4 to 2 is yellow, and then below 1% obviously is red. However, we usually operate, since we're always testing, right? We usually operate in a yellow margin. Our winning ads are always above 2%, but you'll always stay like 1.4, 1.6, 1.1. You'll want to try to stay minimum above 1%, right? If we're below that, we just need to start kind of like tweaking, or it means that we're actually testing different creatives to see what comes up, possible.
I think also, sorry to cut you off, Jan, an important thing to crosswalk this with, right, is because what you'll notice here, right, we have a cost per result. So this is for the VSL opt-in, right? And you will notice that some of these with lower click-through rates are driving 25, like this is a good ad, right? 25 at $19 per opt-in. That's right around the average for what we're paying for an opt-in, right? So keep in mind, right, that like just because an ad is below that threshold doesn't mean to kill it. We also want to crosswalk it against opt-in performance, right? This is a KPI to go back to if nothing is working, right? So again, it's kind of like, compare this to like your website losing organic traffic. There is a process that you want to follow to understand why. Is it a penalty? Did we remove content? Like, so this is the step-by-step process that you can use to say, okay, when my ads aren't performing, why? Start with ad click-through rate. Go through, filter it just like this, and crosswalk it against conversions here, right? And you'll even see too that some of our ones with higher click-through rate don't have any conversions. But when you look at the impressions, right, only 129 impressions. So it hasn't gotten enough impressions to really justify that. So there's a couple of things that you want to crosswalk this against. And you can start to see here our sweet spot for the ads with the most impressions, right? That click-through rate is right around between 1.5 and 1.8 for our ads that are driving the most value, or the most impressions, if you will, in the feed, the ones that are being shown the most. So again, this is not an exact science to say, hey, if you have a 0.5 click-through rate, kill all those ads, because another thing to keep in mind too is videos generally do have a lower click-through rate. Why is that? Because when somebody watches a video, they get a little bit distracted from the call to action. Also keep in mind how videos show up for ads, right? If it's like an in-stream video, the text isn't there, the button isn't as visible versus as if it's in somebody's feed, right? So there's all sorts of different considerations. This is not an exact science to say, hey, kill them for that. But if you're not getting any conversions, this would be the place to start. And what this can answer for you is, our creative, it's not working, right? We're not getting people's attention because we're not getting conversions, and the click-through rate is also very low, which would say, let's start here by improving creative. Let's throw more images. Let's throw some new videos in there. Let's work on our hooks. Let's work on our copy to see if we can build better engagement in the feed. So again, that's part one, when ads are not working for analysis. Number two, landing page conversion rate, AKA, are people enticed by the offer we're making and opting in? So I've taught all of you guys to use high level. So you will find in high level. My landing page is currently in ClickFunnels, so I'm going to show you ClickFunnels, but it's literally the exact same thing. These are almost like carbon copies of each other. So the way that I find this, again, you can pull it through into Facebook, just like Jan said. We'll cover that later. I want to do this manually so you guys can see how to find and access this data. And it's just good for you to see this process, in my opinion. So we come over here to ClickFunnels. I find the funnel, and then I come up here to stats, right? What I'm looking at here is the landing page here, the total number of views, unique views, and then opt-ins. So 194 opt-ins off of 1,600 unique views, which is a conversion rate of almost 12%. That's very good, right? To me, anything above 8% is a pretty good converting landing page. Anything above 15 is great. 8 to 15 is kind of like that moderate region. Anything below 8, you're really going to want to get a look at mainly the headline that's on the landing page, right? Because these are very simple squeeze pages. So the headline, there's a couple things that we can do here, right? So again, let's say going back to we're not getting many conversions. We're definitely not getting book calls and signed clients. We go and we look at the ad click-through rate. They're all above 2. They look pretty good. We're getting attention. What does that tell us then? That if people are clicking on the ad and going to the landing page, and then the conversion rate on the landing page is low, then ipso facto, it's probably an issue with what's on the landing. Hey, Ryan here. Hope you liked that video. If you want more, check out these 2 videos right here on the screen.